Hello again, everyone. In this technical analysis of the stock market video, I call it At a Crossroads because I think that's exactly where we're at with some of these major indices. We had 4 down weeks and then we popped up last week for a little rally. We'll see, either we're going to continue pushing a little higher or we're going to continue the downdraft that began in September. So let's just dive in here and take a look. So what I've got on the screen is the S&P 500 weekly chart. It's really interesting that this is the prior high that happened in February. And you can see how we really couldn't hold above that prior high and we came back down. And for 4 weeks in a row, we had a decline. And then all of a sudden we came back this last week and popped up and we were up almost 50 points on the SPX. But the intra-week high came almost exactly to the previous intra-week high that happened back in February. It's almost like that high became resistance, and it's going to be interesting to see, does it hold? Let's take a look at the daily chart. So here's the daily view, and let me just go ahead and zoom in on this. You can see we almost closed below 2-day low, but didn't quite get there on Friday. We definitely closed below Thursday's low as we were down 32.36 on Friday. We had a big cluster below that 50-day moving average, and, it looks like we're trying to roll over, but, we also have the one thing I've noticed, my 10-day exponential moving average, this blue line, we have closed above it for 5 days in a row. Every day this last week, we closed above it. So that is there's a couple of things that are, kind of pulling at me that says, this market is trying to pull higher. It had every opportunity to break on Friday, and it really didn't. It didn't fall through. I mean, the Dow futures Thursday night were down about 500 points, I think, at their worst. Everything was going in the tank, down about 2%, et cetera. But then they just clawed their way back during the day on Friday. So we'll see whether or not we get any kind of follow through starting, this coming week. Let's take a look at the Elliott Wave picture in here. And I still am holding this, that the high on September 2nd was the high of the 5th wave. And the 5th minor wave, 5th intermediate wave, and actually it's going to end up being the 5th cycle wave, but primary wave and cycle wave. But right now, let's just take the focus right here is working our way down in terms of finding 5 waves to the downside. And I think that the low that we had on September 24th, which was 3209 on the low, I believe that was the end of the first wave down. I think there's a pretty good, Elliott Wave pattern that's like a leading diagonal pattern, and then we've got a wave back up here, a pullback, wave 2 with the high on Thursday at 33.97, and intraday high I'm talking about. And it's interesting that that intraday high just crept over the 50% retracement level just slightly. What am I talking about here? I'm talking about how much did this wave 2 retrace as a percent of this move to the downside. Actually, let me take that off of semi-log when I'm doing that. And you can see actually it came almost exactly to that. The high, 33.97. And the 50% retracement, 3398.78. So almost exactly in here. So that's the picture. We expect, if we continue to come down, expecting this to take out Friday's low. And I'm expecting this to come on down. Wave 3, a normal length wave 3 would be all the way down here, like 28.55, something like that, 28.55, 28.60. That would be just a normal length wave 3 as compared to the wave 1. Now, if we continue to push higher and we take out Thursday's high, then you got to sit back and say, maybe something else is going on, especially because I've got, last 5 closes sitting there above the 10-day moving average. And if that's if that starts to happen, I'm pointing it out because you need to be aware that that could mean that we are turning higher in another leg up and something slightly different is going on. Now, and that would mean we have a zigzag retracement right here of some kind. Okay, but right now I'm sticking with this. this Elliott Wave picture. Okay, let's take a look at gold. Okay, so this is the weekly view, and we're taking a look at the longer term picture of gold. For the longest time, I was fairly bearish on gold. I really thought that as we came up here in April that we were going to roll back down, and that we had a very large correction going on from the high back in 2011. But you really just can't ignore the way this price action is turning out. And right now, I am in the bullish camp, and I'm going to stay that way until the market tells me, shows me otherwise. And let me tell you what I think I've got here. So this is primary wave 1, primary wave 2, and that we are in primary wave 3 and intermediate wave 5 of primary wave 3. And we are working 5 minor waves up and trying to complete. To me, we have one more 5th wave to push to the upside. Now, this would imply, why do I have a dotted line right here? Well, it's at the top of wave 1, and let me zoom in. Okay, so this is what we're talking about, this wave structure. If this is truly a wave 4, and if we are truly going to turn and push higher, we cannot come down and overlap wave 1, which has a high in here, intra-week high of 164.42. Now the low, not last week, but the previous week. This last week we're up $3.60, but the low the previous week was 173.77. So watching this pretty closely, want to see this hold and start to turn and go higher. Let's take a look at the daily view, and here's what we're looking at in here. And again, the other thing to think about when you have a lot of commodity price action, many times the 5th wave is the biggest wave in terms of the move, and it's the one that extends. Just seems to be a characteristic of commodities. Okay, doesn't always happen, but it seems like it'll happen many times. Okay, so here's where I've got it here in terms of wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and wave 4. Now, wave 1 was kind of unusual. Wave 2 was kind of unusual, kind of a sideways, very shallow. So we're getting a deeper retracement in here. It looks like an ABC. Now, it's not perfect. This triangle's not perfect. I don't like the fact that this D wave intraday is slightly lower than the B wave, and honestly, that doesn't fit the Elliott Wave rules perfectly. But you could also say this is like a barrier triangle is the way it looks, and so it's pretty close. So I'm gonna, just go with it because it just fits the picture perfectly. Triangles always show up in 4th waves and in B waves, and this is a B wave right here. And so right now, I'm thinking that we've had an A, B, C retracement, and there's a pretty good chance we got oversold, pretty good chance that this 4th wave is complete. And now when you look at this next move up, we're trying to flesh out, the minute waves, the minor waves in here. And you almost have to go down a little bit lower. And you can see when we look at the hourly view, it looks like we got first little 5 wave move in here. Okay, so that's the way it looks to me, which would imply we may have a little bit more of the pullback coming, maybe a little more something coming over the next week or so, and then we continue to take off. We'll see. We'll see if it wants to pull back that far at all. But that's the picture on gold. Let's take a look at oil. Okay, oil is acting pretty weak, and I've been expecting that. I was expecting it back up here in August, looking for a pullback, and we finally got it here in September. And I think this is wave 1, wave 2. I'll show you the Elliott Wave in a minute. I don't think we're done because I think this is wave 1 of the move. And let me see if I've got, it's right here. And I tell you what, let me go to the weekly chart. I'm using USL. I used to use USO until they started having all their problems. This is kind of the longer term. I think we bottomed right in here. And a long, complex correction, and I think we had a minor wave 1 up, and now I'm looking for a wave 2 pullback. And typically in a wave 2, you target a 50 to 61.8% retracement. And of course, this math I'm looking at, and because of the chart and the numbers and everything, I've got the semi-log on here. But let's just go ahead and take a look at the daily chart, and we'll zoom in a little bit better, going this direction. And I've got the semi-log off because because we're a little more focused in here in terms of the scale. Okay. So this is the way I've got it labeled. I think we've got minor 1. I think this is the cycle that we've had, the wave pattern. And then here's the retracement down here. 50% would take USL down to 13. We got this gap over here just begging to get filled. And that'd be down here at $12.16. So we'll see if we come back that far. West Texas Intermediate on Friday closed. This is continuous contract, so it's always going to have the closest near-term contract, $37.02 down $1.70. So it's getting hammered right now, and I'm expecting this to come down a little bit further. All right, that's the picture here for today. If you felt like the video was helpful, give it the thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber to the YouTube channel, hit that little subscribe button. And if you'd like more of this kind of information on a regular basis, head on over to joehenches.net right here at Beyond the Chart, joehenches.net. Check out the website and the membership. Everyone have a great weekend. Be safe, and we'll talk to you on the next video.